Why don't we start with you, Artie, especially since you're focused more on that earlier stage, and let's talk a little bit about how you discover companies, especially with so many immunotherapy cancer companies emerging. How do you spot the opportunities that really stand out? Is there a particular lens or framework that you guys decide, which startups to take a closer look at?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think there's kind of multiple layers to that, so we could try to piece them apart. I think the first one, which is just full stop, the ethos of our fund, we spend about 90% of our investments into what we'll call drug development companies. So these are companies with platform technologies or pipelines of assets, irrespective of where they come from. They can be incubated originally at a university. They could be coming from China. They could be coming from Europe. We don't necessarily discriminate on the origin of the program. And really, the focus of the fund is generally to deploy capital into medicines that hopefully will, solve for unmet needs and solutions that patients are looking for. When it comes time to forming specific hypotheses and theses, and I think we'll hear a little bit more from Nandita as well as this concept of white spacing, we do quite a lot of prospective, proactive mapping on what are the emerging trends that may be coming up. Obviously, like many other investors, we wait for people to come to us too, and of course we take a lot of those meetings, and we'll chat a little bit about what that checklist looks like later today. But in the scope of looking for that next thing, we can think back to examples like in vivo CAR T, which I think both of us have been involved in our respective investment roles to some extent, where back around 2017, 2018, you started to see some real signs of data that suggested there was a new frontier, on the horizon. In this case, solving for a problem that was both cost of goods and patient access related. And so, that ultimately blossomed into companies like Umoja, Capstan, and many others that, of course, have pioneered a new field. But most of that work spawned, out of academic institutions and what we'll call new endeavors that, were coming across the desk of investors like Chiming and RA. And